But Fridays, we try to have some fun as well. We get into the paranormal. We get into the conspiracy theories. We get into the free for all Friday. We get into the entertainment and we have fun. But I'm excited to have our friend.
Me too. So excited.
Video creator. She's a digital whiz. She won't say that. She's also a social media superstar, and she's a St. Louisan. Kelly Manno, welcome to our show, Kelly.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here, guys. Thank you for having me.
The next time we get here, we'll sit you in a chair. We'll get a better chair. We'll get you higher.
I literally had to catapult into this chair.
Yes.
And my feet are like, yeah, but there's about 3 feet between my feet and the ground.
And I'm praying right now the chair just doesn't tip over. That's what I'm praying, because I think that's the chair you had and you fell off of it, I think.
Kelly, tell everybody what it is that you do right now.
So I am a content creator, mainly on TikTok, but also on Instagram and Facebook. And somehow during COVID, I started making TikTok videos, accidentally got famous on TikTok. And
It all started in COVID?
It really did. I've always had a big social media following, whether it was like Facebook or even like way back in the day, I was like a mommy blogger. But then over COVID is when TikTok took off. And that's when I joined because I was bored.
Okay, so It's been, just over 2 years?
3.
How many followers do you have all over your platforms?
I don't know.
She has
lot.
thousands and thousands.
I have 2.5 million, I think, on TikTok.
Wow.
And then like 200,000 on Facebook and a couple 100,000 on Instagram. I don't look because honestly, it just freaks me out.
Oh, but you're so damn funny. You are so funny. My husband's like, who are you laughing at in there? And I'll tell him, and then I'm showing my whole family.
I hear
you're
that all the time.
Hysterical. Oh my gosh. It's
Thank you
fun.
so much.
All right, we're going to show you a little bit of some of the videos that Kelly Manno does right now, and then we'll talk about them.
Without a doubt, one of my favorite things about making all this Gen X content is reading your comments under my videos. I'm going to read some of my favorite recent comments. Dead Poet Society says, I found a rattlesnake by the shed door, told Grandpa, and he said, you know where the pistol is. I was 8. Oh, somebody started a topic about hitchhikers. And Kathy said, oh my God, same thing happened to us. We had just gotten our KFC and my mom picked up a hitchhiker. I was so mad because we had to share our chicken. I was riding with my grandpa and he head bumped so hard that I flew up and hit my head on the roof and fell down to the floor. And he said, stay in your damn seat.
Her laugh gets me.
My mom left her wallet at home after pumping gas, so she left my sister at the gas station as collateral so she could go get it. Our parents hated us. My husband fell out of his father's milk truck while riding with him on his route. He just backed up and said, get in, stupid. You have no idea how much we had to work. Oh my God.
Now, tell people before we share our next video what it is that you focus on now when they can find you on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Sure. As I'm raising kids myself, I just raised an entire human. My son graduated high school.
Congratulations.
Turned 18. If he goes to jail after this, it is not my fault. I did my job. But as I'm raising kids and teenagers, I realize how different my childhood was from theirs. And I've tried very hard to raise the most feral children I can. I'm not in the market of raising snowflakes, but it's still nowhere near the things that we went through growing up.
Absolutely.
In Gen X, and we're the forgotten generation, and we've always liked it that way. But when I started telling stories about what it was like growing up, it's like half of the audience is, oh my God, I forgot about that. And then half of the audience is like, no way, that did not really happen.
You resonate with me so much because on your TikToks and your Instagrams, that was my life. And I'm laughing at you so hard. I guess it's laughing at myself. And that's why so many people like you, because you're bringing it. You're bringing it.
Our childhood was so traumatic that if we don't laugh,
our
teachers like hit us with wooden paddles.
Truth.
Check.
Yeah. Our teachers, like they each had a paddle hanging on their, like some of the teachers would name their paddles.
Yes.
They would put holes in them to make them aerodynamic. We had this little old assistant principal and she would take her shoes off to get like a running start if you were getting a SWAT. And when I tell my kids these things, they just can't believe it.
I told my kids that I was hit with a Dr. Scholl and my mom would hit me profusely and it wasn't abuse back then. If I would pick up a Dr. Scholl, a big wooden shoe and hit one of my kids, they'd call DFS.
I know.
Here, let's run another one of Kelly's videos if we can too, because these are fun. When did you learn how to dance
I
so damn
love it.
well?
Okay, so I just always grew up dancing, and that's also part of TikTok. That's not part of my content. That is just
I think
sometimes there's like trending videos or dancing and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes.
And I just like to remind the young kids that some of us old folks could still do that. So
Absolutely. Yes.
that was embarrassing.
Oh, I thought it was great.
we're
I
getting
thought it was
people who are
great.
recognizing you already. They're like, oh man, she slays me. She's
Yes.
the best. People remember you from the super popular Stephen DC morning show as well. Remind people what you did with
Oh.
the show.
So, gosh, this was 20 plus years ago, but people still remember the
Yes.
Stephen DC show if they grew up here around
Mhm.
St. Louis.
I remember.
Me too.
I was their assistant producer for, I think, 4 years. I interned before that, but craziest 4 years of my life, and
Oh,
taught me a lot about what I know today about working hard and business and all that stuff.
Yes, I was one of your listeners for sure because the phone pranks had me literally peeing in my pants. They were so funny.
You have no idea how stressful those were to plan.
I
Like
bet.
just trying to make sure the person answered the phone. I
Right.
Those are the greatest. We brought Donald in and we tried to do a phone, and phone pranks don't work anymore.
No, they
we
don't.
tried to
You
do it
can't
with
do
him,
it.
and the
Mm-mm.
people are listening. He's hello, because Donald's Chinese and he plays up his accent.
Yes.
And people are like, they hang up now.
Yeah.
They're like, what the
Yeah,
is
Yes.
going on?
you can't do them anymore.
No, you can't do them any. And that's sad. That's actually a crisis.
Yeah.
Because growing up, that was so much fun. And now the kids don't have phone pranks. That's their form of
Well,
child
so
abuse.
my kids do prank people, but they always prank businesses. So
Okay.
they'll call like Walgreens and ask for ridiculous things. And sometimes I'll hear them. I'm like, you guys are such rookies. That sucked. Let me tell you what to say. Here's how you have a good one.
Love it.
So-
Love it.
What do you think this younger generation really doesn't understand? Like maybe if there's a top 3, top 5, 10 things that if you grew up in the 80s, maybe into the beginning of the 90s, that's such a different experience. One of my favorites that you put, and I was trying to find the video so I could, was the drinking out of the garden hose.
Drinking out of the
Oh,
garden hose.
that's the best.
Well, there was this guy who had made a video on TikTok, and he was
Where did you post it, on TikTok or
TikTok.
Instagram? Because I was looking for it on TikTok. I'm
So-
there now looking.
so it's the guy he's shirtless, but he's wearing a beanie. He's like
Mhm,
your standard millennial, and he's looking at the camera and he's like, "Hey, everybody in Gen X, when you say you drink out of the hose, where sink's not an option," and
That
he's trying.
was you.
He's trying to be so
That's Kelly.
Uh-huh.
All right, I've seen that video.
Everybody's
That
seen
was-
Kelly.
Oh,
They just don't
that's-
realize it.
between the shirtlessness and the beanie and his smug face. It was like shooting fish in a barrel getting
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm like, we weren't allowed in the house.
Hell no,
Right,
we
we
weren't.
weren't. We
Like-
had to stay outside.
Somebody tied our house key around our neck on a shoestring in the morning and said, "Good luck."
Good luck. That's right. That kid don't know. When I saw your video, I want to just slap him a little bit and make him drink right out of the hose.
I feel bad when I pick these victims because
Yeah.
I know that they're going to get a lot of flack. But I think I even reached out to him and was like, "Hey, just so you know, it's all fun and games. I'm not seriously mad at some random stranger on the
Right.
internet."
That's
yeah.
so
He
funny.
deserved it though.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did. He did deserve it. He totally deserved it.
But yeah, if there was anything that I could change for kids, it would be for them to know what it's like to not have a phone.
Yes.
I would give anything to do like just one anti-technology week.
Yes.
Just
Wouldn't that be
one
great?
week. Oh my God, it's so peaceful.
What about your situation with pranking local news stations? Because
Stop.
I worked with you at, am I not allowed to say this?
You can say it.
I worked with Kelly at Fox 2 for a while and had no idea because I was fairly new. I'm just in there. I'm busting my butt every day. And I find Kelly, you're working in the traffic department.
Yep.
And you should have been leading the newscast. You should have been
For sure.
people would still be watching local news if you were on TV because we're seeing what they're doing with social media. So I meet you, I have no idea. And then I don't find out until after you left that, oh yeah, the people who were pranking local news live shots was Kelly.
Okay, listen, I have a mind that does not turn off. And when I get an idea, I just run with it. And I had a podcast at the time, and it was Shark Week on Discovery Channel. And I had just seen these really funny blow up dinosaur costumes. They're everywhere now, but this was 5 years ago. Nobody had seen them. And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if we had like a dinosaur week where these dinosaurs just popped up all the time? And I'm like, it's only funny if people can see it. So we would figure out where live reporters were going to be from all the channels, 2, 4, 5. And it would be like, I'll be live tonight at Bucky's gas station talking about gas prices. So we would go to that gas station and we'd hide around the corner in our dinosaur. And as soon as that red light went on and they were live on the air, it was just the dinosaurs would walking in the background. And it became a thing where so many people were like, why are there dinosaurs on the news? Like they wrote a story about it in the paper. Nobody could figure out why these dinosaurs were in the background of all the news stations. And it was hilarious to me. Like, even if it wasn't funny to anybody else, I loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's one of my favorite things I've ever done.
Yeah, but one of the best things, seeing somebody in a live, did you ever hear from reporters, or did you ever hear from news stations?
I told you, I don't know if I can say her name, but a girl at Channel 4 tried to kick my ass. She didn't even let me unzip the dinosaur costume.
Oh, you mean like actually out on the parking lot?
Oh, her camera guy came and pushed my producer.
Was it what place were you at when that happened?
It was at a school. They were doing a story about how the school was cutting the music and the sports program. So we dressed the dinosaurs up. One of them dressed like an Olympic athlete, and one of them played the saxophone and had a bow tie. And it was very funny. And when she went live, again, we didn't bother the reporters. We didn't approach them. We just walked by in the background. So you see the dinosaur with the saxophone, and the camera guy's trying so hard to crop us out, but he couldn't do it. And so then we left, and then they chased us in the parking lot and just took it way too seriously.
That's
funny.
Way too serious.
I bet it was pure insanity working with you and the No Limit Honky on Stephen DC.
So do you guys know the Dr. Phil story?
No, what happened with Dr. Phil?
So the No Limit Honky, he was like the stunt guy for Stephen DC, and putting the two of us together, like the world could just implode. And I got an idea. Again, I was like, so we didn't like Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil had come in town for an event with Stephen DC. He was a jerk to them. He was a jerk to everybody there. And we always knew we wanted to get him back. And I was sitting at my desk one day as the assistant producer, and I thought, I should go be on Dr. Phil. I should fake my way on the show. So every day I would go on his website and submit whatever they're looking for. If they're like, if you're in a relationship with 4 people, submit, we're going to do a show on it. And whatever it was, I would give him that story. And sure enough, I get a phone call saying, hey, we want to have you on the show. And so myself and the No Limit Honky flew out to Los Angeles. We were on the Dr. Phil show. Like, I remember sitting there and like the lights coming on and like the music, and we faked the whole thing. And then when it was done and it aired, and we're like, Dr. Phil's an idiot. He doesn't even check his guests. Then I almost got sued by Paramount, but I was only 20 years old. And so they realized that they couldn't get they thought they could sue the station, but they couldn't prove that I did it for the station. So when they realized they were suing a 20-year-old, they dropped the lawsuit. But yeah, 20 years old, I was sued by Paramount Pictures.
That is great. That is great. And you're right. Dr. Phil is a jerk.
He really is.
He is.
He's got 4 hairs, right? And between every commercial break, there is a lady with a boar's hair brush that comes and does like the complete circle, like brushes it all the way around and then goes off stage every commercial break.
Oh, that must be nice.
Funny.
Talking with Kelly Manno. She is a content creator. She is a social media superstar. How can people find you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and everything else that you do?
Before I knew that it was going to blow up, I just went on ahead and used my name. Which, looking back, I could probably change that. But it's just at Kelly Manno on
2 N's, right?
Yeah. Kelly Manno, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
We've got to show the beanie guy. We got to show the beanie guy.
There he is. There he is. God, love the beanie guy.
Just looking at the picture, I was like, oh my God, Kelly is going to
jawline on this.
Oh, wait till you see his smolder. Like, he's so proud of himself for coming up with this line. Just watch.
When y'all are saying that y'all used to drink from the hose, were sinks not an option?
For fuck's sake. Who's going to tell him? You want me to tell him? I'll tell him. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand. Our childhood was like one never-ending episode of that TV show Survivor, okay? We are indestructible. We've never sat in car seats. Nobody's ever given us swimming lessons. We've all been either shot with a BB gun or stabbed with a fucking jart. The television stations had to make a commercial reminding our parents that they had kids. I shit you not. Every night on the 10 p.m. news, a voice would come on and say, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? To remind our parents that they had fucking kids. No, sir, shirtless with the beanie. Sinks were not an option.
Oh my God. Oh my
Amen.
gosh, that was so funny. I saw that and laughed my ass off. And everybody in my house saw it. I was sharing it to everybody because that is the God honest truth. And most people are afraid to say it to a millennial now because we don't want to make the snowflakes cry.
And I do have faith that there are some parents out there still raising somewhat feral children.
Yes.
I went to the
Well,
post.
Kelly, feral can mean different things these
I
days in
guess so.
2023.
I've got 5 feral children that
Yeah.
will prank and do all that stuff and teepee. Now, you can't even teepee that much anymore because everybody's got a camera.
When I was in 5th grade, I teepeed every house on the block but mine.
Yeah.
My dad got up and looked down one side of the street and looked down the other side of the street and realized I had a friend sleeping over and was like,
Correct.
you are an idiot. You teepeed every house on the block but ours. How stupid are you? At least throw some in our trees too so it doesn't look.
You made it so obvious.
Yeah. I was a bright child.
Hey, your
clearly.
quote in the last video was fucking jart. What a great segue into the next piece of video that we have. Because if you grew up in the 80s, you knew what
A jart was.
Here's Kelly.
It's here. You all knew this video was coming. It is time. This one thing I'm about to show you can bring you back instant PTSD. And no, I'm not going to give you any trigger warnings where Generation X fucking figured out. This is the one thing I've gotten so many comments about that I've had to make a separate folder on my phone for them. I present to you the mascot of Generation X. The jart gets its name because it's a cross between a javelin and a dart. And all of the weight is in the front of it, which comes down to this sharp point. Your dad always had a grinder in the garage that would sharpen these motherfuckers. When you throw it in the air and those fins hit that downward air, it is like a missile. Place the 2 yellow circles on the ground 35 feet apart, stand behind the circle. There's like a scoring pattern of how close you get to these yellow circles. Those are great instructions. That's not how we played with them. We used to all stand in a circle and throw them up in the air. Last one standing wins. We used to stand around at night and throw them straight up in the air. If you moved, you were chicken. We would throw them straight up in the air and then run. Most of us survived. I told my sister to stand in the yellow circle, and if she could catch the jart, she could play with us. We got serious injuries from this. Look at this guy showing off his jart scar. Now, a couple of kids ended up killing each other with these things, which is really unfortunate. So they were banned by the U.S. Product Safety Commission in 1988. But I have this theory that the banning of jarts was the start of the pussification of America.
Hell yeah.
Think about the progression of the things we would throw at each other. Started with a jart, severe injuries, even death. Then it was horseshoes. You take a dinger in the shin from a horseshoe, that shit hurts. I guess we couldn't handle horseshoes, so then it was washers, right? And washers, now we're throwing bags of fucking corn at each other. I speak for all of Gen X when I say, bring back the jarts.
Yes, Kelly
bring
Manno,
back
that
the
was
jarts,
awesome.
100%. Yes.
I bought that set of jarts. They're illegal to buy online.
I was going to say, where'd you find them? You don't get them
So-
on Amazon. No way.
No, it's like the black market, right?
Yes.
You have to get them, and
The dark
the
web.
listing will say that it's an empty box. That
Okay.
They're selling the empty box. So I got the jarts, and we played them on the 4th of July. I had a big party. Everyone played them. Nobody
Love
killed
it.
each other.
Yes.
And like the younger kids loved the jarts. They're like,
Yes.
these are so fun.
Yes. I remember I have vivid
They
memories of
just
my
need to
dad
get introduced.
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
all
right. I
so-
introduced a bunch of kids to the game Red Rover like a year ago, and they were like, what is this game?
Yes. Dodgeball?
Yeah, no, they absolutely loved it. And I'm like, go home and tell your parents that Miss Manno let you play Red Rover, because if they're offended by that, I don't ever want you at my house again. So
Your
it
kids
was
could
a-
just stay home.
It was a great filter for weeding out people I didn't want my kids to be friends with.
Yeah.
All right,
good
I want to
point,
show
good
another
point.
video of you. I think it was you dancing and how
Oh,
you
God.
come up with these videos and this content, because this has become, you never intended this to happen, but now this is a strong, viable income for you.
Yes.
I know what you make. I'm not saying it,
Yeah.
but it is damn good money by creating these videos.
Yeah.
And this is life as we know it in 2023. I want to play the video and see how you came up with this stuff, because it's so damn creative.
So
Love it.
that's Taylor Swift, obviously. So for that video shoot, like the opening shot, first of all, I always have to sucker one of my kids into being the videographer.
They're very
Sure.
good.
Obviously.
But they hated. They bitched the
No,
whole
Mom!
time. They bitched
Oh my
the
God.
whole time. But my daughter, Libby Lou, filmed that for me. So the opening shot is like my phone in a roller skate, and she's like pulling it backward.
Love it.
And I'm like, now go up here and shoot. Now go here and shoot. And they just learned that the quicker they do what I say, it gets over with. Taylor Swift is huge and trending. I went to her Eras tour. It was amazing. So when there's a hot track like that on TikTok, I will jump on it, even though it's not necessarily Gen X content or stuff like that. But yeah, so I'll jump on a little dance or something silly once in a while like that.
No, it certainly works from that standpoint. And then also, you've gotten a chance to know because you've met a lot of people nationally.
Oh, God.
One of my favorites, Vanilla Ice. I felt he was just misunderstood by a lot of people.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. But I made a video. Actually, it's been over a year ago. I made a video because there were some kids on TikTok making up a dance to Ice Baby. And they were doing all this stupid new stuff. And I'm like, no, you cannot desecrate that song. There's a dance that goes with it. This is how you dance to Ice Ice Baby. And I did the entire dance. And then that video blew up. And then the next thing I know, Vanilla Ice was making a video on TikTok calling me out. Vanilla Ice was like, Kelly Manno, I saw your video. I want you to come dance on stage with me.
It was freaking awesome.
And then that's what I did.
All right, play the video.
It's all just to let you know I love Kelly Manno.
He loves me.
And that's how we do it because she dances and she gets it.
He's
you can't
so
dance
high.
if you're miserable, so she's not miserable.
You're awesome. Thank you for giving me the soundtrack to my childhood.
Love it.
It's awesome.
Good times.
He was super nice, but he was high as a kite.
That's funny.
Could you smell it?
I could see it in his half open eyes.
His half open eyes.
Because we actually did another TikTok where he had to like do this little choreography with me. And I was like, hey, are you paying attention? Because we got one shot at this. And he's like, yeah, I got it. But he was really
Rob
nice.
Van Winkle. And where did you dance with him on stage?
At his concert, like apparently he
In
just...
St. Louis or somewhere else?
No, so I don't fly.
What do you mean you don't fly?
Well,
You're afraid to fly?
oh yeah, rat in a cage. No, I have control issues, so I don't fly. So
Control issues.
So I got in an RV and drove 22 hours across the United States and picked up I almost said hitchhikers, other TikTokers on the way.
That's awesome.
And the 8 of us went to the concert together. It was amazing because TikTok, I've made friends on there that I'm closer to than some of my real friends in life because
That's great.
they were there for me at a time like we all grew together. So when I hit 1 million followers, I went skydiving with a group of TikTokers and we did it live on TikTok and that was a lot of fun. And then the Vanilla Ice trip. And it's just like once a year, I'm going to try to do something where I meet these people from across the world that I know so well. People are like, you're meeting a stranger on the internet. I'm like, no, I'm not. These
You're
aren't
not.
strangers.
That
These
is
are not
great.
strangers.
What about the situation when it comes to creating the content every day? Is this a stressful thing for you? And how often are you creating content?
So I'm extremely AD. And so I am I've got 14 notebooks laying around the house with like scribbles in all of them because I'm constantly coming up with ideas and I'm putting them in my phone and I'm putting them in a notebook. And then all of a sudden one day I'm like, I'm going to wake up and do them. And then I'll shoot them. I'll edit them. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm sure good content creators would tell you that they pre-schedule things, that they are on top of their things. I'm not. And also with the summer, I got my 3 kids at home and they're so loud. I can't film anything. Literally, I'm like, Lucy, stay in your room because I have to film a video. And then all of a sudden I hear these thumps.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? She's, I'm working out. I'm in my room. I'm like, I'm trying to film a video. So I just have to film around my kids.
Sure.
I have to kick them all out of the house, basically.
Yeah.
Let's check out another one of your videos here.
Who exactly started telling people that this is what birthday parties looked like in the 80s? First of all, we didn't have birthday parties in the 80s. We were lucky if our parents remembered our birthday. Growing up in Gen X, you had at least one birthday that your parents just completely forgot. Once in a while, there'd be a kid in your class who was having his birthday party at McDonald's. If you got one of these paper invitations in your mailbox or your cubby at school, you would lose your mind. Yes, your whole class was invited. Like even the kid that eats glue that nobody likes got to come. We did not have the same McDonald's that kids have today. They've got 3-story air-conditioned play places. We had a slide that was the temperature of Satan's asshole and this fucking burger prison. And the floor was all these little rocks that would get in your shoe and stab your foot. There was no point in taking it out because they were gonna get right back in there. You always had one stupid ass kid in your class that would just pick up like a handful of rocks and zing them at your face. Nobody cared. Our parents weren't watching. It was fucking anarchy out there. I remember the cake being chocolate with a white buttercream icing. They would either have balloons or characters on top of the cake that were just compressed sugar that was dyed. If you were the birthday kid, you got to eat those. When it was time to eat, we would sit down and get our Happy Meals, and they'd be placed like right next to ashtrays on the same table because our moms just chain smoked Virginia Slims the whole time we were there. Number one best part of a McDonald's birthday in the 80s, unlimited orange drink. Yes. We would bring out this giant yellow jug with a spout. We would drink that shit until we were sick. And as bad as I make it sound, with the butt burning slides and the smoking moms, it was the best time of your life. And you talked about that party for weeks and weeks. And if you were the kid that had that party, your status symbol in that elementary school went
Yes, it did.
That's all truth, too. That's truth.
It was the greatest time. And I made that TikTok and it got millions and millions of views. And there was a lady in the picture of the slide. She's like, that's me and my brother. And
oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, she said that somehow it got uploaded online a long time ago and she doesn't know how. And it's been used a bunch of times as like examples of a Gen X. And it's just small world.
Wow, that is. Where's she from?
It was another state. It wasn't anywhere near here. I'm like, I just stole it from the internet. Sorry.
Yeah, you just stole it. Well, you can.
She said that it had been uploaded a while ago and went viral and she just loved it. And yeah, no, it's just, I feel like I'm really bonding with all of these Gen Xers who normally hide from social media.
True.
If anything, they're just lurking. But then whenever they see me, they're like, oh my God, I had to comment because the same thing happened to me, or because we essentially all had the same childhood.
We did.
But we were just living states apart. How we all had the exact same experiences, I will never know, but it's insane.
So when you go and you start to promote the content, you put it out there, and now you continue to grow and grow. I can only imagine, and I have called you, you have not called yourself a superstar. I called you that.
She is.
What kind of maybe private comments or emails, or I'm sure you get stuff, right?
So, I get so many wonderful, like normal comments. And then there's this certain type of guy that I must attract because in my inbox, the guys that are hitting on me are identical. So remember when you were like in your 30s and there was like a guy in your high school that was still trying to be a rapper?
Yes.
That
guy.
Okay. Because that man is in my inbox every day.
Still?
Oh, he told me he would throw his dead mom down the stairs, and they sent pictures and yeah. So
you get those.
I could do a whole segment reading my inbox just of the wannabe rapper dudes.
You know what? You got to do one of those.
I'm probably going to.
That'll blow up. It'll be another great segment.
Yeah.
Do you by chance do stand-up?
So I've been asked several times to do stand-up, and I've even been approached by someone to do like a tour, like a tour with a couple different people. I don't travel.
Well, you have to get a big fancy bus.
But see, here's the thing. I don't want to be on a bus. I want to be at my house on my couch. Like, I am such a homebody that, like, the idea of being in a different city every night and then depending that a crowd is actually going to show up. Like, I've started getting
that is stressful.
I've started getting appearance requests, and people are like, how much would you charge to come to this place? I'm like, what if nobody comes? Like, I'm already having a panic attack. So it's like the thought of going on tour and doing stand-up. While I would love to do the stand-up thing, I would have to do it in St. Louis just over and over again.
In St. Louis.
I don't want to travel.
But here's the thing. Kelly has already blown up and continues to blow up on social media all over the place. I look at a guy like Matt Rife, and I don't know if people know who Matt Rife is. Nobody knew who Matt Rife was until TikTok. I think he's creative. I think he's funny. He's different. It's a great time for him.
Yeah,
and he used TikTok. So, Joe, I love your question, Pro Joe, because Kelly, with all due respect to Matt, and Kelly would blow up.
Yeah, no.
She would blow up as good as him, if not more, if she
better.
devoted herself.
Yeah.
I think open mic night at the Funny Bone would be a great start.
Yeah, you got to understand, I'm also so busy. I've got 3 kids that I'm still raising, and I'm making all of
How
this
old's your
content.
youngest, if you don't mind saying?
She's 13.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you're busy with
I'm
13
still
months.
very much running them to hockey practice and cheer practice and all of these things. And so I don't really have a desire to be any more famous at all. I make this because it's fun. The recognition just comes with it. But doing anything like a tour to promote it more, I'm like, I'm good.
I hope you're doing it because you make money and you can provide for your family.
That too.
You make damn good money.
That just started. Basically, being a content creator right now is a really great time because advertisers are wanting to get their ads in front of you when you're scrolling on your phone.
Right.
So companies they will pay to put an ad after one of my videos so that it pops up on someone's screen. And it's this whole new way of revenue. And as these businesses are figuring it out, they can hire, I hate the word influencer. They can hire
You are
an
an influencer. Sorry.
I'm not influencing crap, okay? Nobody should want to be like me. I've got 3 brain cells left. Like, I'm not influencing anything, but these companies can hire an influencer to do the entire video. Whereas before, you know, if you were going to do it on TV, you would have to hire a writer and then an actor and somebody to edit it. And then you have to pay to get it on the station to air it. And now they can grab someone like me who has 2.5 million on TikTok, and I'm a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
I write it, I shoot it, I edit it, and then I put it on my platform for millions of people to see. And it's just a really good time to be a content creator. If you have kids who are like really dedicated and want to be a YouTuber or want to be a this and a that, don't just blow them off, because this is going somewhere big.
That's what I was going to ask you to get into this. Can you teach people, whether they're adults and in their 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, or if they're young teens, how you do this or what the best way is to get started with it?
Yeah. The number one thing, it sounds so cheesy, is just to be authentic, because that is what a social media audience is drawn to. They are drawn to authenticity, whether it's Matt Rife or some crazy person, whatever they do, if they're happy, if they're sad. When you see these videos blow up, it's because the person is being authentic in the video. And that is what people like. And you just have to start making content, and then you have to build your audience slow. My audience was like a slow, organic build. It took me 3 years to get to 2.5 million. And that's how everybody should be. If you blow up fast, the worst thing you could do is have one giant video.
Yes.
I like
yes.
when she was saying some crazy person. She gestured towards me.
Yeah, she pointed at you.
She
Well, I'm
did.
laughing right now at our chat line. It's somebody commented that is somebody that I've never seen here before. And it's really funny. He's talking about mayonnaise. Will you spoon feed me mayonnaise, mommy?
No, okay, see, that's the kind of people.
He's talking to you.
I know, this is what I get. I got a
Yes.
guy who sent me a video of him pooping.
Oh my God.
If you look at I went and I looked at his profile picture. He looks like he's pooping. He looks like a pooper. He does.
This was like 2 years ago. I got a video of a guy. He's just on the toilet. Some girls get eggplant pics. Some girls get pooping videos. I guess I'm just a pooping video girl.
Lord.
That's funny. That's funny.
I'm telling you, they're the weirdest. It's the people who wanted to be rappers when they were 30.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that. You're right. I bet that is. It's the one sitting in the back wanting to be a
Now,
rapper.
you make it look easy what you do. And you've got this background. You were blessed with ADD.
Yeah.
Because some
It's
of the
a superpower.
It
God
is
bless
it is a
ADD.
damn superpower to have ADD.
Yep.
Yep.
And I've been around 80 people all my life, and they're the most super creative people you're going to find. You make it look easy. It's not easy because you have to have certain skills, but I think what you said is so important. Be you. If you're getting started in this, just be you and see where it goes.
Yeah. These parents are getting on their kids because they're like, why are you watching a YouTube video of a kid playing a game? Because that's what people do now. So if your kid wants to play games on YouTube and start an audience, like this is going somewhere.
That's
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's the follow-up. You said earlier, this is going somewhere. What kind of advice would you have for parents, or what do you feel as if trying to look into the future when you say it's going somewhere?
Yeah, especially YouTube with their long form content. That's another thing. YouTube pays really well. I'm not on YouTube because, again, that's long form content, and that's just a little bit too much for me. But YouTube pays really well. And so, yeah, you just got to get started. You've got to be authentic. You don't need a gimmick or something crazy to get everyone's attention. Just be yourself, and then you'll attract the right audience. Because if you're not, you're going to attract the wrong audience, and they're not going to stay with you, and they're not going to support you. Like, my audience are my homegirls. Like, they are so
Love it.
supportive. They'd probably kill somebody for me if I needed them to.
That's awesome. That really is. That's
and
really
something
great.
tells me you would kill for your homegirls.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd probably be leading the charge. There's no way
or at least you'd be TP in the enemy's house for sure.
Slashing their tires.
Absolutely.
Make sure you slash the spare underneath too, because
Oh, okay.
you
good
don't just
point.
slash one tire
Good
ever.
point.
Hey, when
Okay,
you go
gotta do
out,
'em
do you
all.
get recognized in the St. Louis area?
All the time. All the time.
What do people? What's one of the most common things that they'll
So
say?
someone, they'll just yell, "Oh my God, you're that girl on TikTok," or they'll know my name, and they're so nice. They just want to take a picture or tell me what their favorite video is or something like that. It's always very simple reactions. I'm not being swarmed like Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? But it's not like that. But I get recognized a lot. I went to the Taylor Swift concert with my daughters and
Did you go to Chicago or Kansas City?
Kansas City, and so just
Who exactly?
Who exactly.
Just from the parking lot to the front door, I got approached by 3 different people because, you're waiting in line and stuff. And all 3 times my daughters, because even if they secretly think it's cool, they cannot act like it.
No, they can't.
Every time someone came up to me and were like, oh my God, Kelly Manno, we love you. My daughter and roll their eyes and walk away. We get in the building and I'm standing there. My daughters had scampered off and they come running back to me. Mom, we just saw a famous TikToker. And I'm like, okay, who is he? And I pulled him up. I'm like, I have 500,000 more followers than him.
Yeah, they don't care about their mom, do they?
No, they're so unimpressed.
They are very
So
unimpressed. They are. People, the other day, someone came to me and said, oh my gosh, you're on Cancel This and Vic Faust. Oh my gosh. And my kids were like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, we're so tired of that. Nobody knew you before. Now people know you.
Yeah. The St. Louis Blues did a big TikTok night and invited 6 of us to do like a meet and greet and stuff. And my kids just could not wrap their head around that I was the person people were meeting
That's
and
freaking
greeting.
cool.
I
as hell.
love that. That is great,
They're
though.
like-
That is great.
I'm like, we have to get there an hour early because I'm doing a meet and greet. They're like, why do we have to sit there for your meet and greet? I'm like, because I'm not driving downtown twice, you idiots. Get in the car. Like, we're going. And
Yeah,
so
within the first 15 seconds of meeting you in the Fox 2 newsroom several years ago, I knew there was something different about you.
okay, that's a nice way to say
It
it.
is.
I
It's
didn't
good.
know exactly what it was,
Yeah.
but damn, did the creative juices just follow you all around, the energy. And here's the thing, where the people, they see you as a TikToker, but you have a good heart. And this is all, it all starts right there. You're a good person. You genuinely care about people, and people need to know this about you.
You're ruining my street cred.
No, I'm not. They need to know. They'll love you even more. Then, okay, we won't ruin your street cred. Let's
Here,
go to
I will just plug really quick that I co-founded Smelly Cat Rescue, and so I take care of kittens, orphan kittens.
Oh.
And if you go to Smelly Cat Rescue on any of the social medias, we've got like 5,000 kittens right now that need homes. So
Wait, smellycatrescue.com?
.org.
.org.
So that is where I'm a good person. I'm a good person
you
to
like
animals,
the kitties.
but I'm assholes to people. So
Well,
bounce
that's
back.
understandable. That is so understandable.
But yeah,
No, you're
Smelly-
not. You gave your cover away earlier when you said you felt sorry for the guy in the beanie and because you knew you were going to eviscerate him.
I did. I have to be careful when I choose to like pick someone's video and then pull them into my world. Back when I did the Vanilla Ice video and I was making fun of those kids for their dance video.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
I even posted, these were like 17, 18-year-old kids. I'm like, hey, I'm going to post this video. I just want you to know that it is all in good fun. And I'll even go in and take out like the mean comments and stuff. And those kids loved it and they reposted it. And that's how I want the relationship
So
to be.
you contact people in advance?
Yeah, but that beanie guy doesn't like me. He made another video about me.
He
Yeah.
takes himself way too
That's
serious.
funny.
I've
Kelly,
been meaning to do a
He
rebuttal.
takes you too serious.
Seriously.
Oh,
Who
that's
wears a
funny.
beanie and not a shirt? What is the
Right. What is that? What is up with that?
temperature? What is the temperature in your house that you have on a beanie and not a shirt?
All right, let's
Yes,
get your
good
street cred.
point.
Let's get your street cred back up with another video so people get a little bit of a taste or flavor of Kelly Manno.
I'm scared.
Who exactly started telling people that this is what birthday parties looked like in
Is
the
the same
80s?
one? Is that the other one?
That's the last.
Okay, you got it. Hey Kelly, so when will your next video be?
What is today? I just posted one yesterday, so I don't have any today. I try to post about 3 times a week because my videos, they take a while to shoot and then I got to edit and then I got to drop in pictures and make it look fancy. I just did a video yesterday on, I have no idea. My poor brain.
But
So-
where did you shoot it?
in my house. I shoot it in the same place because technology now, AI can recognize your background. So if you do a video and it's big with a certain background, like my green kitchen, and then I do it again, then the algorithm says, oh, hey, I remember last time she was in this green kitchen, her video did really well. So we're going to push that out to the same people.
Oh
So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they know that, don't they?
there's a lot that goes into, I've learned so much about the algorithms.
Algorithms.
And you have to master that. Like that's part of it. Oh,
Here we
poor
go.
girl.
This
Check
girl.
check this out, Kelly.
Is Gen X okay? No, seriously, are you guys okay?
What kind of stupid fucking question is that? We're fine. It's 2023. This shit is a cakewalk. We got like 900 TV channels and Prozac. Our kids are grown or almost grown, and our parents are either dead or too old to threaten to kill us every day. I brought you into this world. I could take you out of it. Our boomer parents could turn anything violent. hey, Dad, can I get a paper towel? I'll paper your towel. We didn't have anti-bullying campaigns. Our parents bullied us. If we got hurt, like really hurt, our parents were pissed. Our parents would leave us places all the time. They'd forget us at the store, and there's no way to get a hold of them. So you just have to sit there and hope they came back for you. The school had to take our pictures and fingerprint us in case we got kidnapped. We were like 30 years old when we were 12. Already smoking cigarettes, drinking our parents' liquor. We are older than Google. We spent 30 years taking a dump without a cell phone, and no one had to tell us not to eat fucking laundry detergent. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
I'm trying. Yeah.
That was so good. When I saw that, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, yeah, you just described me. You just, you're great
The
at that.
shirts that you wear in your videos.
I love the
Those shirts.
Those are just the shirts I wear like in everyday life.
But has anybody, this is just another revenue stream for you. You just haven't realized it yet, have you?
I did merchandise for a while and it was huge. And then my kids got embarrassed because they're like, Mom, kids are wearing your merch to school. And I'm like, okay, fine. So actually, like I'll have an announcement in about a month and a half. There's an entire merchandise line coming out and it is all around Gen X and people are going to love it.
Oh, I got to get me some and I'm going to wear them on the show.
People are going to love it. So yeah, people ask me all the time about my t-shirts. Those are just stuff like the one that says F you effing F or whatever. Like people are like, oh, I saw this and thought of you. And I'm like, thanks.
That's so great.
So was your first real job, your first real legitimate job where you getting paid? Was it doing radio?
No, technically Kmart. I was a blue light special girl.
Of course you are.
Oh yeah.
As Gen X, when I was like 15, my parents were getting me a work permit. Go make money. So no, I worked at Kmart and then I worked at an ice cream shop. And then after college is when I started working in radio.
And you knew right from the get-go, you're like, damn, I have good ideas. I can help make this what it needs to be.
I love radio. That is just my favorite medium and it's so natural to me.
But it's changed.
It's changed.
But Kelly, what we're doing right now is it's like updated radio.
Moving forward.
Moving it forward.
Do you think radio is a thing of the past that people really do have to get on platforms like what you're doing?
100%. You cannot survive any business, let alone a media business like radio, without a strong social media presence to support it. You can't do it anymore. Doesn't happen.
Yeah. Sense.
So what do you do for fun?
Make TikToks?
Yeah, I know. You want us to really believe you just make TikToks and sit on your couch?
I'm such a I'm either really outgoing and making videos or I'm like in my bedroom watching murder shows and eating raw cookie dough. Just like I don't do wine and I don't do events and I don't dress up. It's just, I just want to watch murder shows and eat cookie dough and play on my phone.
That's why people like you too. They want to do the same thing. They want to stay home.
Yeah.
They have to work all day or whatever, or even if they're working at home, they can sit there and watch you. So you might be watching murder mysteries, but all the rest of us are watching you on our couch with our cookie dough. That's what we're doing.
There's one folder on my phone that I keep because I do get so many really kind messages from people who are like, I just found out I had cancer or my husband passed away and I just needed to separate myself from all this bad stuff in my life. And I started watching your videos and it just for that minute or two, it took me away from all these bad things going on in my life. So yes, I do have a heart because when I get a really sweet message like that, I will save it in a folder on my phone. And then some days if I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing this, I have to remember that like as dumb as it is, it helps people. I love making people laugh. And yeah.
I thought you would have made one about living near the Francis Howell dump at some point in time. You want to talk about, you think you have it hard? We had it hard. And I know you didn't necessarily grow up there.
No, but I grew up in Granite City, Illinois that has a steel plant. I mean, like we couldn't even breathe when you drove past the mill. And then I move into the Francis Howell district and I'm like, the kids call it the rock pile.
Absolutely.
Like, we're going to go up to the rock pile. And I'm like, what is this rock pile? And they're like, oh, it's nuclear waste from the war.
Yes, absolutely. And so I glow. So if you walked in here and you saw this big glow, it's the nuclear waste because I graduated from there.
Great.
And we talked about it in a serious manner yesterday. And so today I'm glad you're on that we can laugh about it because you can only take so much heavy stuff.
I'm like, so my kids are going to be glowing. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
They're going to glow. They're gonna glow.
So it's okay. Like I said, I grew up in a steel town.
Yeah. So,
yeah. The other day, whenever the Canadian wildfires were like blowing down here and people were like, I can't breathe. What is wrong with our air? I'm like, dude, I was smoking a pack a day of Marlboro Light when I was 14 and grew up in a steel town. I didn't even notice. I just thought it was foggy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't notice that the air was
You didn't
bad.
know what it was.
No.
Yeah. You didn't care.
Lungs
you didn't
of
know.
steel.
Okay, we can get you back in here soon, right? You just
Oh,
gotta.
you would love it.
The later, the better. I'm getting an idea because you say you like to sleep in.
I'm a night owl. I'm nocturnal. So
Yeah.
I
Well, AD, you're not sleeping much at all anyway.
Oh no, about 4 or 5 hours.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I hit my prime like at 9, 10 o'clock. That is when I'm most creative and stuff is flowing. And then around 1 or 2 in the morning, I'm like, okay, I need to attempt to go to sleep.
Do you drink coffee,
No,
energy drinks?
no.
What do you do for energy besides what you have naturally?
Like I came out of the womb with crackhead energy. So most of it is natural, but I drink soda, but I don't even notice because again, with the AD, people have caffeine and they get hyper. I can drink caffeine and take a nap.
And
So,
it makes no difference.
no, makes
Yeah.
no difference. Yeah.
Yeah, that is great. You are just absolutely delightful. I am so excited that you're here because you really are a celebrity to so many people. We laugh and laugh, and so many people have such heavy stuff these days.
Yeah.
And you're the first person that I turn to laugh at, and you're just delightful. And even if you're not a Gen Xer, my kids think you're funny too. They don't think I'm funny, but they think you're funny.
Yeah.
And you're great. You really are. You're delightful.
I'm lucky that I get to do this. It's the best job I've ever had.
Yeah,
The best job I've ever had. I don't know how long it's going to last because social media is kind of like the Wild West when it comes
Sure.
to making a living. I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here because I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be irrelevant in 5 years. No idea. So I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here.
But isn't consistency the key? Like you do it 3 times a week. If you would take a couple weeks off, say even if you went on vacation, you don't do it for a week,
Yes.
then your algorithms go down. So you have to keep doing
Yes.
it. You have to keep it up.
Every platform rewards consistency. So
Yes.
whether that's posting 3 times a day or 3 times a week, they want consistency.
Whatever. Wait, it doesn't matter if you're doing more. It just matters
No.
that you do it at the exact same time.
There's all these TikTokers who literally make 3 videos a day and they're like, I'm not getting any views because we're sick of you.
Yeah.
If you're making 3 videos a day, your content is weak.
Yeah.
There's no way you could make quality content 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And they don't get it. They
Yeah.
just,
Even if you had a staff of 50,
no.
it's tough.
And none of them do, but they hear it from like a 13-year-old on a message board that if you post 3 times a day, you'll go viral. And I'm like, no, people are sick of you. They're sick of seeing your face. Like I have friends on TikTok that I'm like, oh my God, stop making videos. Because it's just over and over and over again in your algorithm. People get sick of you. So you want people to miss you a little bit. So I think 3 times a week is good for my
Correct.
audience.
That makes sense.
You have a lot of Granite City people who are on here today as well.
course.
Go back, check it out. Michelle says, I really needed this today. She's a celebrity sister. Keep her on. Love Kelly's off the cuff humor. It's going all the way down. I really needed this today, Kelly. Thank you. Love your videos. Yeah, just over and over.
Yeah,
Love
our
you,
whole
Kelly.
chat line is filled with people loving you.
That's amazing.
Kelly, you've been awesome. Thank you so much for coming in, my friend.
Yes.
And we promise you she's not a good person.
Nope.
That-
Yeah, no, she's awful. I've
she-
noticed she's terrible, Vic. I'm surprised you're going to have her back on. She's just awful. Vic.
So once again, people can find you Kelly Manno.
Yep.
Kelly Manno
You can
at,
say it
at all
either
the
way.
size.
Yep. Kelly Manno on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
I always called you Kelly Manno.
That's okay.
But then a friend of ours said it's Manno.
Well, so the Italian pronunciation, it's supposed to be Manno, but my husband's family has always done Manno. And that's just, so people call me either one. But
Okay.
technically it is Manno.
Manno.
Kelly Manno.
Kelly Manno. We
Yeah.
got it correct then. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And keep making those videos.
All right. Thank you guys.